Sixers fans, I have a lot on my mind right now. I mean, I watched that Ben Simmons interview today twice, almost three times, to just take notes about what I thought about it. And honestly, I have so much I want to sound off on because Ben Simmons has not changed a single bit, ladies and gentlemen, but at least it's not our problem. At least you can hit that subscribe button and that like button. All of that's super appreciated. This is the climb to 1,000. I feel like I've been there. I have like 400 YouTube videos right now. I think it's 404. Let's get me to 1K. That's the goal here, guys. What do you say? Let's get into it. First off, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. When Ben Simmons today was completely dodging questions. I don't think he actually answered a single question that was asked to him today, and he was just lying his ass off. He has lied throughout this entire experience, and from just an NBA fan, it's disgusting. From a person who appreciates the grind and the effort and work that people put into their crafts to become successful no matter what it is, it's just an absolute slap in the face to that. And Ben Simmons is just the most disgusting athlete in the NBA right now, arguably one of the most disgusting athletes that I've seen in a while. But at least he's not on our team. At least we can boo that man, and we're not going to be the bad guys. We're not going to be painted as the bad guys for booing a man who gave up on everything that this city ever gave him. There's so much with ESPN right now talking about how Philly fans and social media is so negative towards Ben Simmons and how we're just not taking anything for seriously. Meanwhile, during the ESPYs, they had a segment that they dedicated to make fun of Ben Simmons and all the bricks that he's been putting up at the free throw line. It's crazy how two-sided and two-faced that all of this news is. I mean, who bashes athletes more on a bigger platform than ESPN every single morning? So, I mean, if anything, ESPN, you need to take a look in the mirror and take accountability for what you have created, because you are the biggest platform in the sports world, and yet you do the exact same thing that people with 15 followers on Twitter do. I just wanted to get that out real quick, but I really wanted to talk about some of the things that Ben Simmons said today and how he answered absolutely nothing. Like, literally nothing. He dodged every single question, and it's borderline hilarious at this point because we don't have to deal with this shit no more. Let's get into it. So the first thing is, the first big note that I took away from it was that Ben Simmons said, and I quote, "Mental health has nothing to do with the trade." Okay, so I take that at face value, and whatever. Even though that's clearly something that he stated over and over again about how it's mental health and how those are the problems that he's been dealing with, and that's surrounding everything. But then he goes on to talk about how it's nothing that the players said, it's nothing that the coaches did, and it's nothing that the front office did, but it's not mental health. Then what the fuck is it, Ben Simmons? And whatever it is, do you think it's just going to be solved by going to a new city? It doesn't make any sense to me. Literally, it doesn't make any sense to me. The answer, literally in and of itself, does not make any sense. And he goes on about how he wanted help from the Philadelphia 76ers organization about his mental health issues, and how this stems long before Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Hawks, and how this is just a pile-up, and I quote, a pile-up of things that have happened in the past, in years past, and how there's more than just that led up to it, which is total and utter bullshit. Because if that's the case, the 76ers had publicly announced multiple times that they are willing to help Ben Simmons deal with whatever the hell was going on, and Ben Simmons declined. He did not work with Sixers health people, whoever the hell the Sixers were going to hire for him. He did not work with them. Not only did he not do that, but he didn't even see health professionals outside of the Sixers. So if it really is mental health, not just the last resort in which everybody in this world should believe it was, then where's the help that you're seeking? If you were trying to seek help, why did you decline the Philadelphia 76ers offer to try and help you out? Why didn't you go out and find your own help? A lot going on there. It paints a really bad image, just in general, of people who genuinely deal with mental health. I mean, and it's so crazy. If it's been years now, Ben Simmons, why is it all of a sudden you need a trade? And a trade's not going to solve that. If it's not the players you're mad at, coach you're mad at, front office you're mad at, or a mental health thing, in which he stated it was not a mental health thing, I don't understand. And so this whole process seems like he's just been lying, as every Sixers fan has correctly predicted, that it's just bullshit. And that is so painful and disgusting for a community and with people who deal with mental illness on a serious basis, on a daily basis, and a lot of us can understand how that is, trust me. But for a man to come out and use that as a way to get paid is just, it's absolutely asinine to me. It's incredible in the worst possible way. So much of it is just ridiculous. It really is. And man, I think it's hilarious. He said he didn't get the help he needed, even though he declined the mental health and declined all of the professional help that the Sixers and other people around him have offered him. He declined it. And then in the beginning, midway through the interview, he says it wasn't even a mental health issue to begin with. Why aren't we talking about this? And then, of course, you're going to go on Twitter and Instagram, and all these people with blue check marks are going to go on and on about how we need to support Ben Simmons and we need to do this for him. It's just the world's too hard. Bro, get over it. Get over it, because this man lied to your face and you're still going to support this dude, and it's insane to me. When Ben Simmons was asked about March 10th, will he be ready? He said, I sure hope so. Sure hope so. I love that. I love that. I love that he said, I hope so, because he's big time talker now. I hope I'm going to be ready. I hope so. There's no shot that man walks into Philadelphia and plays basketball. No shot, man. Philadelphia is going to absolutely dismantle his confidence all over again, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I hope we foul that man 30 times, and he goes like 10 for 30, and everybody just walks out with like part ownership of Wendy's because they don't have enough to give out anymore because of all the missed free throws. I completely hope that man crumbles in front of every single Sixers fan, because honestly, we deserve it. We deserve to watch that man fail. I've tweeted out a lot lately. There's one tweet, I don't know exactly if I mean it 100%, but I will say it to you guys anyway. I don't think I've ever rooted this much against the human being in anything in life before. And I wish nothing but the worst for this guy. And that's not really coming from a hateful place because we trade him. Because look, I love Seth Curry and Andre Drummond, and I want them to be successful no matter where they are. Whether it's in Philadelphia or in Brooklyn or for the Knicks or for Boston, I don't give a shit. I want them to be good no matter where they go. But for Ben Simmons to be able to come in and try and use some type of loophole, pretend that he has a mental health problem, and then just lie to everyone's face for 7 months, and then come out of hiding, dodge every single question, continue with lying, but then even fall into traps where he tells you he's lying about this shit. I wish nothing but the worst for this man and the rest of his career. I truly do. I want this dude to flail out of the NBA in 3 years after his deal's done, because he does not deserve to be in the NBA. There are so many kids who tirelessly put their life and effort into this dream, and this man takes every second of it for granted, and it's disgusting. Nobody told you, Ben Simmons, that you don't have to come back and play the game that you love. He said, I've really missed the game that I loved. It really hurt me a lot, but this and that. Dude, nobody said that. Nobody said that you had to do that. Literally nobody. We actually encouraged you to come back. Every single Sixers player and every single Sixers coach and the front office have been his biggest supporter this year. I don't understand what world this man's living in, but I sure as hell know it's not the real world. Maybe he's in Warzone or some shit. I don't know. I was going to make a Call of Duty joke. I don't even play the goddamn game. I don't know the name of the map, so I don't know what to tell you. He also goes on to talk about how obviously the front office told him, and he told him he got traded, called him. He talked to Daryl Morey. He texted Doc Rivers or whatever. He talked to Doc Rivers, and he even talked to Tobias Harris. But he can't even say something to Joel Embiid, the man that he completely gave up on, the man that he left out to dry, the man that he left out on a deserted island, not a desert. Maybe it's a desert island. Maybe it's a hot island. It's not really that hot in Philadelphia. Left him out on a deserted island to say, you know what? I don't want to play with the best player in the world. I'm just going to do my own shit, play Call of Duty all day long, maybe run on a treadmill once a week. And he doesn't even have the audacity. He doesn't even have the maturity. He doesn't even have the balls to just say, yo, sorry for the last couple of months, dude. Appreciate playing with you for the last couple of years. You're a good ball player. Until next time. No hard feelings. That's all it is. That's all it is. But he doesn't even have the huevos rancheros to do that. And, man, I'm not surprised. I hope he comes in March 10th, 2022, and gets his ass handed to him. I hope Embiid puts up 80 on that man. And I hope to God that they play Ben Simmons at the 5, because I want to see Embiid Shaquille O'Neal over him and just get a double tech. I don't care if Embiid gets ejected after the first quarter, after he dunks so hard on him that Ben Simmons starts crying. I don't care. I've never wanted something so negative for a human being as I do for Ben Simmons. There is nothing that I respect out of that man. I thought maybe he would take a little bit of accountability. Maybe he would be a little bit of a man and just talk about the situation as it really went down. But you know what? At the end of the day, guys, that's on me. That is my fault for believing that Ben Simmons could somewhat change. But you know what? That man hasn't changed a bit. He stood up there for 16 and a half minutes and lied the whole time. He sat up there for 16 and a half minutes and dodged every single question without answering it truthfully. And it's disgusting. It genuinely is disgusting. The way that he has manipulated this entire process to get whatever the fuck he wants, and he's just going to walk out unscathed. No, that is not how life is, and that is not how he deserves it to be. He genuinely, guys, deserves nothing but the worst as an NBA player. And I cannot wait until the Sixers play the Nets and Embiid just destroys him. And I hope all of the shit is talked. I hope Embiid puts up an Instagram post of just Ben Simmons just laying on the floor with Embiid's nuts in his mouth. I don't give a shit. I just want to watch that man fail, especially in Brooklyn now, and I want to watch Embiid win now more than ever before. And then Harden comes on in his post-game or his introductory interview, whatever, and says, yeah, I wanted to be in Philadelphia all along. As I've said, how many times? I have said that on so many live streams, on so many different channels. I've said, bro, go back through the transcripts, and Harden has always wanted to be in Philadelphia. And yeah, he's on his third team in 14th months. But as he said perfectly today, that's not how it was supposed to go down. It's not how it was supposed to go down. This is a reputation that has been given to James Harden unfairly, though I can see a lot of people calling him a quitter. But if you're going to call him a quitter, I would like to hear what your beliefs and opinions are on Kyrie Irving, and I would love to hear your Nets beliefs on Ben Simmons, because the definition of a quitter is that man right there in the dictionary. Trust me, I pulled out the old Webster's earlier today. I looked up quitter, and Ben Simmons' picture was there. It was crazy. It was like instant update. Good for you, Webster's Dictionary. You're killing it lately. I'm just really excited that we have a player now that wants to make everybody else better. Oh, I mean, that gets me into this. Ben Simmons had the audacity to call himself a team player. Do you know what a team player is, Ben Simmons? And team player is not just a person who racks up 8 assists a night and then stops. A team player is a person who does whatever the hell it takes to win the basketball game, no matter what it takes. A person who puts their heart and soul out on the line for himself and all of his brothers on his team. That is the furthest thing from Ben Simmons. And a team player does not quit on his entire organization that drafted him. He does not quit on a fan base who has been there up until the last straw. It's insane to me. It is insane to me, the lack of self-awareness that Ben Simmons has of himself to be able to call himself a team player. And then he says it's going to be scary with him and Kyrie and KD. Right, dude. Enjoy those home games that Kyrie can't play, and KD's probably going to be hurt. But you know what? Knock on wood, I hope KD's healthy. Strictly because we know what health is like with Embiid, and we wish nothing but the best for players in the NBA, especially with a guy like KD, who is one of the best to ever do it. But to say scary hours is just interesting to me, because Ben Simmons is shit at the game of basketball. He is the most one-dimensional player I've seen with my 2 eyes. And nothing's going to change. He's not going to shoot threes. He even talked about how he's going to stick to his strengths and he's going to just stick to his game. And that's just him saying, my name's Ben Simmons and I will never shoot another three-pointer again. Nothing's changed. It's the same guy going to Brooklyn. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty solid fit because he knows how to play defense, but he just makes up for it because he's an absolute one-dimensional player who should not even cross the half-court line. I mean, he didn't want to in the Sixers series. We saw that. We saw that man stay behind the half-court line when the half-court offense was running, just not to get fouled. So that's what they traded for. That's what they traded an elite superstar level guy for. And, you know, Harden's response about Tobias Harris was beautiful. He said, it's my job to make him as good as he possibly can be. That's incredible. You know, that's incredible. That's a great answer. And then Harden also says, hell yeah, to winning a championship this year. They said, do you think you can win it this year with Joel Embiid and you? He said, hell yeah. He cut that question off and said, hell yeah. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to deal with Ben Simmons anymore. It's beautiful. Peace.